All right, so it is a name-dropping Friday before the Memorial Day weekend, or I guess it started now. Getting ready to head out into the lovely, sticky, hot New York City to go visit a friend of mine. And I figured I'd crack out a video and get it up there if I can really quickly and move on. Thanks for watching the previous video. What was that one about? Oh, quitting, not quitting, and quitting. This one's a little different. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine this morning. My friend says, I think what Rick Beato is doing right now is really, I think he's onto whatever. I was like, what is it exactly that he does? I don't know that anyone could really totally answer it. I think it's random. Maybe not as quite as random as, say, like my channel. But so that led me into another thing where someone had asked me what channels I watch, specifically related to music, because I know this is not I haven't gone off into fashion, cigars, watches, and photography, but maybe I will. So music-related channels that I watch, and this is where the thumbnail that I came up with is going to be, maybe it'll be a little provocative, or maybe it's clickbait. It is clickbait, but I'm having fun with it. And I hope that with all the caveats that I'm going to try and throw out there, I'm appreciative of the 4 or 5 channels that I'm going to talk about. I'll give you a quick rundown on what my thoughts are on them. They are all very talented people in their own right, whether they're guitar players, musicians, or pedal designers or pedal board designers, super talented, and session guitar players. So I'll start from, I guess, what would be the smallest channel, and that would be the Tom Bukovac Chorus Echo channel. I think it's called Chorus Echo 501 or 501 Chorus Echo, one of those kind of things. Tom is a renowned guitar player, particularly on the session scene in Nashville, but he's also a incredible live guitar player, touring guitar player. He's toured with Joe Walsh, and if you could tour with Joe Walsh as another guitar player in the band, I'd say that's saying something. Tom's channel is the lo-fi channel, not unlike mine in the lo-fi respect, but his might even be a little more lo-fi. But he does like a bit of guitar. It was started off, I think, as like guitar lessons during COVID, but now it's a little bit of guitar, a little bit of shooting the shit about sessions and playing and theoretical things about what to do on the guitar, how to approach things on the guitar, and musical approach. I appreciate a lot of his thoughts on creativity and how he goes about, or what he looks for in the music acts that he works with, and how he tries to contribute, especially on the session tip. That's the Tom Bukovac, Bukovac, I believe, Nashville guy. I'll put the links. I'll go through the trouble of putting the links in my description thing so that I don't go too wild. So I'm going off memory here, as usual. So Bukovac. The next channel, I would say size, if I'm going by size, and Beato will be the biggest. He's got 4 million subscribers. The next one would be probably JHS Pedals. And this is run by Josh Scott, who is the founder of JHS. There's some interesting stuff on there, a lot of history on pedals, guitar effects, for those of you that are like a little bit on the fringe of what I'm talking about. This is definitely a music-centric, music nerd kind of episode, I would say. So JHS, they are a little, let's just say, the craft beer of the YouTube channels that I watch. They're like craft beer drinkers. They are hipster. And if you can't handle the hipster snarkiness of the delivery and the channel and the humor in it, it might not be for you, but there's a lot of good information on there about pedals, how to mess around with them, hook them up, what the history is, what JHS has coming out or has come out with on the pedal front. But they do a lot of informative stuff and fun. And if you got nothing to do for, I don't know, 30 minutes here or there, and you want to relax, it's a very unoffensive show, very kid-friendly. Next would be similar on the pedal thing. It's called That Pedal Show, and these two dudes are from England and are in England, and they do I think it's Dan and Mick. Yeah. They do a show all about guitar pedals, and they don't make guitar pedals. One of the guys makes pedal board arrays. And so like if you are a guitar player and you need a board to go out on tour with or board to go in the studio with, you might hire him to build it. And he has a fancy switching thing that hooks it all up and makes it work properly. Just checking my microphone. They're fun. It's relaxing. They're like that painting guy, like, you know, with a little bit of there's a fair amount of talking. They do some interviews now, I guess, maybe copying a little bit of the Rick Beato, Anderton's music kind of vibe, where they have guests on that are some, I guess, famous in the guitar world. They've had Noel Gallagher on. I mean, that's incredible. But I get a kick out of their show here and there. If I had any complaint, it's that when they do an episode on, let's just say, overdrive pedals, I mean, it always sounds exactly the same. The same rundown is, oh, you know, when your amp is just on the edge of breakup, then I use this to just get it a little bit further. And, you know, there'll be like 8 overdrive pedals, and they'll press on one and this one and that one. And they're kind of, maybe you got to be in the room, I don't know, but they're kind of ooh and ahhing over the differences. And if with my eyes closed, or maybe I'm just listening, I'm not really necessarily watching, they dial in the same sound over and over again. That's something I get a kick out of. You might think I'm a jerk for saying that. I don't know. The next one would be the Tim Pierce channel. He's a big-time session player and has been a touring guitar player, but he's a session player and instructor. Excuse me. Tim is an incredible guitar player, very informative, very positive and upbeat. So if you are in a bad mood about your guitar playing, let's just say, you could turn on Tim and he will give you that LA super happy, let's just have sushi and drink white Zinfandel and or maybe like a green tea, and everything's wonderful. And I mean, zero angst. If you get stressed out watching the Tim Pierce channel, you might want to talk to a therapist or something. That's just my opinion. And now I'll get to, where am I at here? Yeah, I'll get to Rick Beato, B-E-A-T-O, Beato. I guess Rick is an educator. And it's weird because he's been a producer. He's clearly a musician and a very well-versed musician. But he's into teaching his ear training and theoretical things. He does a lot of reaction videos. If I would say anything, is that Rick's channel is just kind of like whatever he feels like doing. Not unlike mine. I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not getting into reaction videos and interviews and things like that. But in Rick's respect, he's also a very upbeat guy. He's never in a bad mood on the channel. The only thing he really picks on is when he does the reaction to the top 10 of Spotify. Sometimes he'll basically throw his hands up like, what is going on with music? Why are there songs with one chord? Why are there songs that are a minute and 45 seconds? I mean, I get it, and I agree with a lot of this stuff. So these are the channels that I sort of dance around here and there, poke around, and, you know, when I'm having a cup of coffee in the morning or something like that, and I don't want to get stressed out over anything else, I'll turn them on. They are as my thumbnail is going to say, they are the dad bods of you. I can't even say it. They are the dad bods of YouTube music channels.